Hello, my name is Bill Haley, and this is part of my 3-minute introduction series to Haley 2024, The Movements, Government Reform Ideas. This one's already a couple of layers in. We're talking about the Charitable Distribution Association sector. We first need to know that we split all government power into 30 sectors, and 3 of those sectors are directly related to charities. Then the family law and religion are in that same system, but they're not technically part of the charity system, but they're so involved that we put them in that category there. So you're going to have to look around at those videos to get a better introduction. Now, CDAs, Charitable Distribution Associations, they're what we're going to call the CRAs for this one. These are 12, there's 12 different CDAs, which are full governmental systems. They have executive, legislative, and judicial powers. These are the funding mechanisms for the charities. Now, what we're going to be looking at is that there is going to be and you're going to pick the CDA that you want to join. There will be roughly a dozen different CDAs, Charitable Distribution Associations, that you join and that you contribute to. Now, there's a mandatory contribution to this. Our target dollar amount is $1 trillion for the whole country, or 5% of GDP. Now, there'll be a dozen of this, so each one will be roughly $100 billion or so. Anywhere between 50 to 100 to 150 billion dollars for each CDA. But the target amount for the total is $1 trillion. So each one, you're going to want to know what their given philosophy is, what their charity philosophy is, who's doing the best job. We're going to have competing charities, competing charity systems. Who's helping the poor out of the poor? Who's no longer going to, who's actually taking people out of poverty and long-term prosperity? Who's keeping people in poverty? And you're going to be able to put your money into the system that better matches your philosophy of how to help the poor. So with a dozen, you have a lot of different choices. Now, charities themselves, they're going to be able to market their product, their charities, to only a dozen. So not just the general public, but to the 12 that the general public has put their money into. These people are experts at who's the most productive. They're experts at who's doing the most good. So they're not going to be able to just do a snow job on people. They're going to be able. These charities are charity distribution associations. They're going to be experts at who's doing the most good and who's doing it within their philosophy. And they're also going to be able to make sure that all areas of charities are covered: medical, food, housing, education, and others. Are all those issues covered? And make sure each one's covered with the appropriate amount of funds. So anyway, you have to look around to the other videos I have, look around to my website, and really see how this fits into the whole overall picture. Thank you a lot.